Hello guys, what's good? Welcome to probably first official video of Fixcolab. My name is Fitri and I am one of the co-founders for Fixcolab. In today's video, we are going to talk about what is Fixcolab and how we can help you build better websites. So before we start, I just wanted to share a little bit about myself in case you're wondering who is this chap sitting in front of me, trying to promote his agency. So my name is Fitri Joroji. I am born and raised in Sarawak. That's a state in Malaysia. Malaysia is a country somewhere in Southeast Asia. We're just nearby Singapore. And I founded Fixcolab in 2020. That's pretty recent. And it is a software development house based here in Kuala Lumpur, where we are operating from. And a little bit background about me is I'm not a software developer by training. I'm not a coder by training. I'm not even a website designer or website developer by training. This whole company that I'm running right now happens because somebody decided that, hey, why don't I pay you for this work that you do? So let me take you a little bit down the memory lane of how it all started. I was born and raised in a traditional family. My dad works in one of the oil and gas company in Malaysia. That's what Malaysia is famous for. We have a lot of oil reserve here. And I was fortunate enough to be put in schools where I got to meet a bunch of, people who are from the family of business owners. And I couldn't help but to notice that these guys, this friend of mine that they have some sort of, for a guy who's probably 16, 17, they have a charisma that made me so curious of, what was the upbringing of this dude that made him so confident at such a young age. So that was when I was introduced to the concept of, hey, this business thing, why is people in business naturally more confident than everybody else? So that was when I started, going down this route of reading all the business books, studying all this, rich billionaires, how they became billionaires. And when I say studying, I wasn't really, doing due diligence about their company whatsoever. It was just reading about, okay, this guy is how much is his net worth, these billionaires, how did they got rich. And that was when I was introduced to a book, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys here are familiar with. It's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's a book written by Robert Kiyosaki. And that was the book that sort of opened my mind, opened a whole new perspective that, hey, if you want to get rich, you have to be in that right side of the quadrant, which is B&I, business owner and investor. That was when I said to myself, hey, if I want to do something, it has to be around a business. But I never had an intention to, build a software development house or things related to IT. So long story short, when I went into university during my sophomore year, my second year, I was fortunate enough to be interning with a tech startup, which was still at the very, very early stage of their business. And obviously, startups who are in the early days of their lifespan, things are not stable yet, right? So I remember one day my founder of the startup reached out to me and said, hey, Fitri, I want you to think of a plan B in case whatever you're trying to work is not working. So obviously, being a man of ego, I said yes, and I had to figure a plan B, which, and in the startup industry, people call it pivot. So that was when I realized that, hey, if I want to put in an idea, I have to at least know how to put together a simple website, right? And I digested YouTube videos on how to create a website, and then I was introduced by this concept called WordPress, and long and behold, I managed to create the first ever website, which I never thought I could do. But because, I consider myself a tiny bit creative person, so I like putting things that looks nice. So put that website, and then from there, I kind of felt that, hey, I like doing this process of putting things like you have the idea in your head and then seeing that idea come to fruition in the pitch in the form of a web page makes me satisfied. But at that point, I had no intention to start a web dev software dev agency. So that was the spark of the interest, and since that day, uh, I was already when I came back to uni, I started a side project that requires me to put together an aggregator website. And from there, I got to know a bunch of friends. I'm just trying to make the story short for you guys. So, long story short, this friend of mine asked my opinion about his father's business website. And what I did naturally was, I told him, give me half an hour. So I went and redo the website, obviously on Sketch. And I showed it to him. And that was when he told me, hey, Fitri, why don't I pay you to do this? Why don't you do it? Why don't I commission you to build it for us? So that was when I had this thought that, hey, people actually want to pay for this. And obviously it didn't just start right off there. I ended up freelancing for an agency based in the UK while I was in university. And yeah, that was when I started really brushing on this web development skills. And long story short, I got a little bit foolish of myself. So after uni, I started going out, and obviously I didn't start this full-time right away. I had a full-time job, a corporate job at a quite a huge tech company. It's a stock photo company called 123RF. So that sort of strengthened my uh, my 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 interest in tech. That's when I got to know things about custom web application software here and there, server, whatnot. And during that period, obviously, I was doing things on a part-time basis. I was still taking web development, web design, commissioning work, right? Out of just passion, guys. And I remember one day I was connected with a person, and obviously because I thought so highly of myself, which is not a good thing, I overpromised the client, and long story short, I got into an argument with that person. Then that argument turned into that person trying to file lodge a report saying that I scammed him, I scammed the business. Which, well, if I were to look back, I realized that yes, it's because I promised them that, hey, if you build a website that is designed by me, that is developed by me, naturally people will just convert. And then, such a rookie mistake, guys. So that experience taught me that, hey, design is not everything. There has to be something else that made people want to convert on the website, that made people want to take action on the website. So it started this journey of just me going to study what actually make people convert. And that was when it ticked in me that the missing piece to answering that question, what makes people convert, is actually messaging, copywriting. And long story short, I swallowed that aspect of things, started learning a bunch of copywriting stuff, and started seeing results out of it. That was when I started gaining that momentum that validates, hey, you can actually make a business out of this. So in 2017, after about probably 2-3 years of freelancing, I pulled the trigger. I left a corporate job, and then I started this agency, a WordPress agency / copywriting, web copywriting, called Website Artisan. Some of you guys who are watching this might have got to know me during the early web artisan days, right? So it was just started me with a friend from, we were working off my bedroom. And then in 2 years, we were able to, not even in just one short year, we were able to, we were going from one person to a full-time 5 people team. That was, fun early days. And in July 2020, I was approached by this gentleman who initially came in as a customer, he came in as a lead. So long story short, the funny part about this guy is he dropped me a text on LinkedIn, he dropped me a DM on LinkedIn saying that, hey, I want to work with you for free. And I thought it's just another student who, because I get those messages a lot from people. I thought it was just a guy who wanted to, learn how I do things. Because at that point, I was pushing a lot of content on social media, and it got people a little bit of attention. I was able to grow my website artisan business from there, from that constant posting. And obviously, I was busy at that point, and I turned that guy down because the guy said that he wanted to meet me. So out of respect, I was respecting my time. I told him that, hey, if you want to meet and if you're serious about it, it's going to be a fee. There's a fee of $500, and I did that with the intention to just turn him down. That's it. But to my surprise, the guy said okay, and he actually paid for it. That was when I was like, okay, this guy is serious in meeting me. Let's pay him a visit. And that was when I met one of the co-founders. His name is Fazli for Fixcolab. And when I met him, it felt as if that we've known each other a lot. My gut instinct was right. And at that point, he pitched the idea that, hey, with your expertise, with my expertise, and another guy's expertise, we can, form this new company that will allow us to go for bigger projects, that will allow us to add more value to bigger companies. And since then, it stuck in my head, right? So obviously, I didn't drop website artisan because I had a full-time team of 5 at that point. And I kind of just, okay, that's cool, but let's figure out, let's transition slowly, because I was running an agency, a small boutique agency, and he was running a small boutique agency at that point. And that was when he brought another guy in the picture. And this guy at that point happens to run a software, a small, same thing like us, but we were focusing much on WordPress, and that person was doing more on software development. And that was when I met this guy, Hakim, which now is our CTO. So in July 2021, we finally landed a project big enough for us to provide runway for us to form a new company. So that was when we had that moment of finally, okay, we can now, forget previous company. Obviously, we merge and then form this bigger coalition, and we pull our workforce and scraped old SOP and created a new company. Got to know everybody. Obviously, the first few months there was a lot of miscommunication because we were, imagine 3 different agencies coming together. Everybody has their own ways of doing things. Everybody thinks that their way of doing things is correct, and we hired a project manager that solved the whole merging complexity. And since then, we've been able to come as Fixcolab, put together a new website, and then we put together all the necessary business licenses. We got our certification, stuff like that, and it is what it is today. So now Fixcolab is a full-time team of 10 people in-house with a lot of freelancers, contractors. We partner with a lot of agencies to help us execute on a lot of projects. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much the backstory of Fixcolab from one of the founders' point of view. When I can, I'll probably bring you guys, the other 2 co-founders, to kind of just share their point of view, their version of story of how Fixcolab happens. All right. So next, let's talk about Fixcolab itself, what it is, and what are the services that it offers. So to do that, I think it's fair for me to share screen. Let's see if I can share this. All right. So what you're seeing right now is, let me see if I can do this. Yeah. So I'll just use Fixcolab's website as a reference because I don't have a slide, to explain to you guys what we are. You can obviously download our corporate profile on this website. It's fixcolab.com. So the whole intention of Fixcolab is to be one of the leading corporate website consultant. So when I say corporate website consultant, we specializes in helping corporates build modern websites. Because one thing about us is that we are very methodology or framework driven. When we design, it's not so much of just letting our creative head just go haywire to go all over the place and then just come up with something abstract. there are agencies for that. This is slightly for more creative work, but ours is more on the sense of, okay, this is what's trending right now. This is what is considered as modern, and let's use that methodology. Let's build a skeleton that whenever we design, it looks something like the modern guys. So if you notice on our website, for people who are already in the design space, you know that this is probably, as of 2022, a lot of big startup uses this design language, right? Even Apple uses this design language. The reason behind that is because it speaks professionalism. It speaks this perception that, hey, these guys are big. And this is one of the benefits that we bring to our clients, that, hey, if you build website with us, we can tell you that the end result, the perception that your final website will give to your audience is something that is professional. A lot of times companies have this problem where on paper their track record is amazing, but it doesn't live up on their website. Their website looks dull. Their website doesn't speak about the real perception that they have. So this is what we call the perception mismatch, and we're there to solve that for them. So I'm not gonna talk about the problems that people face, but rather I want to talk about the services that we offer. Obviously, our main core services is building corporate website. I will We will record more videos about the technology that we use. Why, like back then, we were an agency that's very WordPress heavy. Now we go the custom route because that gives us more flexibility, and there's just something about, when you build your website using custom, the finesse, the end quality, the crispness of the end result is different rather than if you were to try and build it using WordPress. So pretty much our services, if you can see, our tagline is build better websites. If you've come in from a podcast, it's build better websites podcast. And we're all about helping you making the full use of your website. You see? So let's talk about our services, right? So as for now, we focuses on two major services. Number one is a corporate website. You can read more about the individual deliverables, what we do. But basically what we do is we take your existing websites and we overhaul it so that you get a brand new website that speaks volume about the real credibility of your business. And that's one. Another services that we do that we haven't put the landing page is software development, primarily in building custom software. So this is where a lot of our big client comes in. We are commissioned to build things like an ERP, enterprise resource planning system, a tool that is used by companies to manage their businesses. I mean, their company online. So anything related to replacing the legacy process, we can help you do that as well. So a lot of times these companies are B2B companies where they are, because of pandemic, a lot of their workforce are working remotely, so they have to put together a system that allow them to manage their workforce. So those are the two services that we offer. Outside of that, we also help other agencies put together designs, because as our forte, we are good in UI UX. And in terms of other work includes, sometimes other agencies commission the development work to us, meaning that they already have a design, and because we have the in-house expertise to develop, we take it in. So those are the two services that Fixcolab gives. And if you want to read more about what we do, what are the methodology, obviously we will create individual videos to elaborate on this. But as of today, it's just about introduction of Fixcolab, the story behind us. We are all based here in KL. And yeah, guys, if you want to work with us, if you're a potential client, you can do so by going to our website, click the contact us form, fill up this, and then our sales team, most likely be led by Leroy, will follow up with you. He's a cool dude, and we will have that conversation to see if we are a good fit for your website work. So that is it from me today. I hope that this introductory video helps, gives you guys a little bit of info of what Fixcolab is. At least you now know the story. My goal is to be as transparent as I can. My apologies there, about this company, about our methodology, about our processes, about our end results, about our services, our products. We also have a few products that we are rolling out that not a lot of people know, and we want them to know because we are solving real problems. So if you want to be updated with the updates of the company, if you want to know more about how your firm and our firm can work together, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, or you can reach out on the website and we'll have the conversation there. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. If you are a friend, if you are a potential customer, do reach out to us. We're not the kind of agency that will, we believe in giving you options. We believe in educating you guys. So this is the first step of us educating about this industry, educating you guys, helping you guys make better decisions, helping you guys make more informed decisions so that you get a product, an end result that you're happy with. So that is it from me. Till next time, bye-bye.